folks, Gareth here from Mobile Tech Addicts and for tracyandmatt.co.uk, and I'm having a look at this little dashboard camera. Actually, it's the GeForce HD DVR. It's an HD portable DVR with a 2.5-inch TFT LCD screen. Can be purchased from Mobile Fun for £25. That seems mighty cheap for a bit of hardware that can record traffic accidents or just interesting things along the road. I really quite fancy this for the vehicle, just to keep yourself safe with road crimes rising and things and insurance nightmares and stuff. This will give you a little bit of extra evidence to keep you in the right and prevent future problems. Okay, and that's at £25. It's not too much of an outlay in order to get that. So it says here it's got an HD DVR built into it, video recorder and camera, cycled recording, support SD and MMC card up to 32 gigabytes, and it's got a USB 2.0 connection on it. Alright, that's all the same stuff on the side here, and the side there, and the side there, and stunningly enough the side there. On the bottom reiterates a lot of the things, but it's got a bit more technical details here. Okay, so we've got an image sensor of a quarter color CMOS HD sensor. Supports real-time date and display. Yeah, okay, recording straight after power up, high-speed recording. Yeah, okay. So the important thing is that this just records and then essentially records over anything, and you just take it out whenever something happens. So you can just plug it in and let it go. See here, it's got some LEDs along the side for enhancing night vision, hopefully. Alright, inside the box, fairly simple standard box. Camera is on top in a cardboard thing. Right, and we got innards. What else do we have here? We have a cigarette charger with a mini USB connector, and it's quite a long one as well, which is very handy because you have to run this in and around your dashboard and stuff like that, rather than having it hanging over your steering wheel or what have you. So most cars usually have a few cigarette lighters. You have this plugged into this, which means you can't plug your phone in while you're on the go. That's a bit of a pain. So hopefully this is long enough to be able to stretch back to one of the other ones, or you can get a cigarette lighter expander. I think they sell those. Okay, and we got a little sucker just to attach it to the windscreen. Seems fairly standard, quite adjustable. Lots of little bits and pieces to move that around, so you can attach it that way with the camera at a right angle, and that's the locking mechanism. And then there's one round here as well to adjust the tilt. So yeah, that's actually quite a nice little mount. It's small and it has an awful lot to it, and a standard camera screw there as well, so you can mount the camera that I'm using now. We have a battery outside of the camera, which is a 1020 milliamp hour battery, lithium ion. Okay, and finally we have a USB connector to hook it up to the computer in the event you need to do that. There we go. Right, so the camera. It feels small. It is quite small. Don't know what that was. And it's kind of space age looking. You can imagine Buck Rogers flying this. For the youth, Buck Rogers was a space hero, a bit like Han Solo. Okay, this is obviously the battery compartment here. That's the hole where the mount goes. I guess there's no real way up on this. There's no right way round. This would be the front and that would be the back. And it dangles like that, or it sits like that, or whatever way you have it. There's a speaker here that must help indicate things, tell you when stuff has happened. You've crashed. LEDs, 3 there, 3 there. Camera lens here. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack there. SD card door there for a full-size SD card. And on this side, the USB connection, which is where you put the charger. So that would probably have to be open if you want to keep it on permanent charge while you're driving. With this sticking out, I suppose you could just snap it off, really. You don't need that hanging out, it'll get snapped off anyway. And then at the bottom here we have 2 buttons. There is, I think that's a standby sign, isn't it? It looks like it. Oh, get the focus working. There we go. There's a standby that's a wee bit faded. And then over here there's a, must be record, in case you don't have it set up to automatically record. Then we open her up and we have the little screen with buttons. Okay, so this is obviously for navigating. We've got menu, down, up and mode. There's a wee screen protector in there. More greasy stuff. Obviously it's oil from the hinges. And you can flip this round 180 degrees, 270 degrees actually. So it covers all angles, yeah, whichever way you happen to do it. If you have it set like that on your dashboard, then you're going to have these words upside down. Something to consider. Plastic is very plastic. It is quite cheap plastic, but then it's a £25 camera, so you're hoping that they've actually spent all their money on the innards and you don't really care about the plastic around the outside. You want to be able to just set this and forget it. Stick it up behind your rear view mirror and just drive. Okay, so let's get the battery in and see if there's any charge in it. And go. We have a red light there. It's a good sign. Noticing that the screen is actually over to the left as opposed to centralized here. There was a little jingle that played there and it shows some pictures of motorcycles. No SD card in it. I will put one in a minute. Oh yes, there is no SD card in the packaging. Okay, it says up here that it's set to VGA mode. There's a video recorder button there, no SD card, and a sun. I'm going to get rid of this screen protector. Okay, so having removed the screen protector and put in a little 8GB SD card, because it's the only one I had to hand, we have a battery indicator up there that shows that the battery is on, or well, it's about 4/5 dead. Down the bottom we have the date, the time, and another code. That's the amount of time we have. 3 hours, 11 minutes and 36 seconds on an 8GB card, and that's recording in VGA. Let's have a look at the menu and see what we can play with here. Okay. Aha. Right, so capture size, we changed that to 1.3 megabyte camera. And we've changed the mode as well. Exit. Okay, setup. Right, so we have to work out how the menu actually works before the charge dies. Okay, so it obviously didn't have very much battery power at all, and it started recording as well. All I've done is plug it into an Anker battery for charging. Okay, so we have to stop it recording. We're going to have a look at the menu. I guess that means that the Insta-Record works. Okay, so the mode button switches between still photography and the player, and then the actual video itself. I haven't quite worked. I suppose we might be able to use these buttons up here. Aha! We can. We use the button up here to select things on the menu. So we can go up to Full HD. Those are the three sizes available. We've got Full HD, HD 720 and VGA. So if we change that to Full HD, see how many minutes of recording we have. Still showing us 3 hours 11 minutes and 20 seconds. And we're recording this. We can actually see on the screen here there's a little bit of an issue maybe with the recording. And we'll paste this into the review. Obviously I will be taking this out onto the road, but we'll throw this in now so you can hear what the microphone is like wherever it happens to be. It might be on the far side, not sure. Okay, so otherwise on the menus we have timestamp on, motion detect, so it'll detect bumps if you happen to smash into someone or someone smashes into you. Video time, so it'll record in 3-minute batches, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, or just turn it off. We'll set it to 10 minutes. Sometimes it has trouble handling longer video files, but we'll keep it to 10 minutes because that's the most practical for most people. Voice record is on. Oh, okay. Oh, but maybe that just means it's recording sound, which would be an extra consideration for space. I imagine the microphone probably isn't the highest of qualities on this, so it may just not help you along the way. And that appears to be all of the settings. Yeah. Okay, so we've flipped over to the camera here. We go into mode. We can edit that and go up to 3 megapixel cameras, or still images. Quality, fine, standard, or economy. Economy. EV, ISO, saturation, sharpness, keep it on normal, and color standard. Oh, monochrome, lovely. And then the player. We can delete, thumbnail, and the volume of playback. There is format. That's for formatting the card, obviously. Language. LCD auto off after a minute. Turn off the camera after 3 minutes. System reset. Light frequency is 50 Hz or 60 Hz, whichever you fancy. We'll keep it on 50 because I think UK is 50 and then America is 60, isn't it? Date input. Change the date. We'll bother with that when we set it up in the car. USB will mount as a disk drive, but you can use it as a PC camera. And then there's firmware there as well. I wonder if it's ever been updated. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it out, mount it in the car, and see how it goes. There, it's recording again already. If I stop recording, aha, it now says we can hold 55 minutes and 29 seconds of video, which is, that would be handy. That's on an 8 gigabyte card, so if you were to get into an accident, you have 55 minutes to do something about the footage before it'll overwrite it if it's still recording. Simple as, and it'll be divided up into 10-minute segments. So we'll put it into the car, take it out for a spin. It's looking a little bit blue here. This isn't terribly blue, as you can see on the camera. And it's quite difficult to aim the screen. We can do that, can't we? There we go. That's my knee, is it? No, it's the arm of the chair. Or it's my arm, even. Can't really tell. Right, that's the chair over there. I'm interested to see how well this does in light and in the evening, so we'll mount it in the car and see. Okay, so here we are out for a little drive in the centre of town. As you can see, there is a large amount of interference coming because of the cigarette adapter, I believe, on the screen. As the car accelerates, we get these white lines appearing. I have muted the sound because it's atrocious. In fact, here, sample it. Pretty horrendous, I think you'll agree. However, the picture quality isn't that bad. Now, it does record in 10-minute segments, and I have done some tests to see just how it goes from day to night. You can see on the windscreen there that it's actually picking up a handprint from my little 3-year-old son, and also if you look carefully you can not make out any of the number plates unless they're very still and moving quite smoothly past. We are getting some lens flare as well, as that's just popping up there, and a few reflections on the dashboard, but otherwise things seem to be fairly swimming. Now, one of the better features here is the motion detection. The car was parked outside the house and it managed to pick up some animal shenanigans going on in the driveway between a dog and the cat. This actually turned out to be a pretty handy feature, especially whenever it comes to security cameras, and we actually managed to pick up quite a lot of things that we hadn't envisioned recording. But then, of course, as the sun sets, the image quality degrades. However, for a £25 camera, this doesn't do too badly. Now, we're not out in the evening, however, this is very much dusk, and the darkness is setting in. Things are still illuminated. We cannot make out any particular details about a number plate on the cars ahead. However, it's still recording the journey, and if that's your interest, then this seems to be fairly fine footage. We have unplugged it from the cigarette lighter, and we're currently going off a full battery here, so we're not getting that interference as we accelerate. Still sounds atrocious, and I was attempting to narrate my journey just in the hope that it was something to do with the interference from the cigarette lighter. However, it was not. It was more background noise. That junction really annoys me there because people never ever stop. For £25 you could do far worse than this camera. It actually turns out to be better image quality than we expected, and I would fully recommend it, especially at this price.